What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, once again, we're league racing. This time we're at the Belgian Grand Prix. As you can see there in the driver's standings, we made some very solid gains on the championship leaders after Germany, and we're now only 41 points away from the lead of the championship and something like 16 away from the guy in third place. So we're making gains. Also in the constructors as well, only 5 points away from the top in the team standings, thanks to Warden joining our crusade for Renault, the banana cars, to get on top of the constructors. But here we are in Spa. As you can see here, intermediate conditions to start off this qualifying session. It is set to go dry by the end of the session, so it's going to be all guns blazing at the end of the session, trying to get in a lap right at the death. But at the moment, I'm just ensuring some security, some insurance for later on in the session, getting a competitive time in now on the intermediate tyres. The last thing I want to do is crash and not give myself that opportunity to, you know, set that quick lap at the end of the session. So just trying to, you know, set a decent lap, try and be competitive and show my pace and get more practice in, but at the same time make sure we actually survive to the end of the session. But so far, you know, tippy-toeing around the circuit. You have to lift going up our Rouge, going through Blanchemont there, 7th gear, so it's not flat out, and the track is very, very slippery at this stage, especially with the nature of Spa. As you can see, it's just massive, massive slide out of the final corner. The nature of the circuit and the way that you got to set up the car is you got to go for low downforce, and that makes things very tricky. Not only in the dry, but also like in the rain especially. So that's why it's so easy to lose the back end. Yeah, so crashing out is a real possibility in this weekend. So yeah, 9 minutes to go. Still not time for the dry tyres just yet, so we're going to chuck on another set of intermediate tyres. Unfortunately, I cut my second lap, so I thought, okay, we'll bin this one, come into the pits and put on another set of intermediate tyres and go again. But by the time I got around and did a flying lap on my second run, the track was pretty much bone dry. And as you can see on the mini-map, I am literally one of 3 cars on the track, one of 2 cars actually, as another car pulls into the pit lane. And everyone was basically watching me. There were guys in the party chat, pumped to the wind right now, said, don't bottle it. And I do that. But it didn't matter because the track was well past its best, and you'll see in a few seconds here, DRS gets enabled again. So yeah, the intermediates not suiting the conditions, and I wouldn't have improved anyway, even if I would have kept a clean lap together. So back into the pits, we're going to put 3 laps worth of fuel in the car and send her out on the soft compound tyres, because as you guys know, or you may or may not know, the race strategy around here is a one-stop if you can qualify on the soft compound tyres, which the majority of the guys who are clued in and know what the strategy is, that's what they're doing too. So it's much quicker to do the one-stop here in Spa, and that's what we're going to do. Away we go at the end of the session. Only 20 seconds to go, so I think I timed my run, you know, fairly well. So long as we can get a clean lap in here, we should be pretty much near towards the top. Already going through the run up to our Rouge, 1.1 seconds up. So we're going to see some massive improvements. I think we want to be like in the 47s in terms of a decent lap time here. Unfortunately, we're giving Harry Ryan a massive slipstream. I was trying to break that in a straight line, but we go purple through the first sector. That's a good sign so far, but lost the back end there quite crazily, and then took that right-hander quite slow. Should have been in 5th gear, so a bit of miss opportunity there. It's just happy hour at this stage. So many people setting purple times. Oh my god, it's Joe Skunk. VTech goes to the top with a 1 minute 47.5. So anyone who just crosses the line with a solid lap is going to go pole position, and that's what I'm aiming to do as we head through the middle sector. Much nicer run through that corner as we head towards the middle sector. 7.7 seconds up, and that delta just continues to climb. Over 8 seconds now. Poms to the win has gone to pole position on a 47.3. Poms, what a amazing qualifying lap that has been so far. But coming to the 3rd sector now, qualifying is complete. There are a few drivers behind me as well on fast laps. So we got to make sure that we keep this clean. It has been a fairly solid lap so far as we come into the bus stop section. Brake at the 100-meter board. Very slippery down here still, so it's easy to lose the rear end with traction. New Zealand Ryan goes to the top. We open the DRS. We're 13 seconds up, and we only get 5th. As we drop down to 6th as well, as people are still on flying laps. Wow, I thought that was a decent lap. I really did. Only like a slight holding back in Lake Com, and then the right-hander after that. But yeah, it's a pretty solid lap. But we're going to be down towards the back end of the top 10. It's 9th place for this Belgian Grand Prix. Zeziami takes pole position right at the death there. He was the last across the line and gets pole position for this Belgian Grand Prix. 1.5 seconds away. I'm not happy with that. Not the greatest of laps, it seems. So, okay, we'll move on from there. We're down the order. We're in the midst of drivers. You know, we're in that realm where you can easily get taken out. Warden is way down the order as well, so not a good day for the Renaults in terms of qualifying, but hopefully we can turn it around when it comes to the race. I'm sorry if I'm a bit nasally at the moment. I've just got a blocked nose for some reason. But yeah, race strategy, we're switching to the one stop. Just ignore the final stop onto super soft tyres. When it comes to the race strategy, you actually can't delete a stop, which is a little bit annoying, so that's our workaround for that. So, 9th place on the grid. I'm just praying we get through the first lap, the run up our Rouge, and then that the hanger straight is going to be absolutely mental on the first lap. Slipstreaming, it's going to be on a whole other level. 5 red lights, and away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix on the soft compound tyres. Pretty much everyone around me is doing the same thing, with the exception of Harry Ryan, so hopefully we can get around him as we go through turn 1. Still P9 at the moment. Harry Ryan on our left-hand side. And we're going to stick it up into Rich Rouse. We're in the slipstream of Joe, who pulls to the inside. And now we're going to be side-by-side up our Rouge, just casually on the first lap. We do survive, but get very, very close to running wide and cutting the second part of the top of Radion there. Palms to the win. Terrible exit. We get him. That's P7. Up the inside of Joe, and Fitcho and Skunk VTech are making contact. A huge lunge into Lacom. And that's P7 as we go round the outside of Joe. And we're in the wall.
Okay, this is Jeff. Can you hear me? There's a fair amount of damage to the front wing. We suggest you come in as soon as possible, rather than risk it getting worse. We think there's a viable Would you like to keep to the current plan?
Yeah, I just did that. It's going around the outside of Joe, as you'll see on the replay. Ryan loses it on the inside of the track. I get distracted by him, and I get in a bit of a slide, and because I was looking at Ryan at the time, I just missed what was happening, and lost my front wing. You know, I've had so much bad luck this season, but that one was entirely me. But yeah, that's so disappointing. We're into the pits now. For a change of front wing, we're going to go into the medium tyres. Harry Ryan is into the pits as well. But yeah, this is going to be a very tough race from here. We need a safety car to get us back in. If it stays green flag running for the rest of this race, then we're going to be screwed because everyone's doing one stops. And yeah, on a 2-stop, it's going to be impossible to come back through the field. So we'll see what we can do. We're going to push on like we always do. Zeziami is out of the Grand Prix. What has happened to him? He must have spun or got taken out or just ended up in the barriers. But yeah, another person is out of this race as well. HShow56. I did say it is easy to crash around here because you're running so low downforce, but yeah.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
So yeah, it's 3 laps into this Grand Prix and we've lost 2 guys already. It's just the car doesn't have that high-speed grip. We're trying to run as low downforce as possible to be as fast as we can on the straights, but it makes you very susceptible to just losing the car, getting snap oversteer and stuff. But here's a replay of the start from Harry Ryan's point of view. Again, thanks to everyone who sends in their POVs. It really does add to the footage. I'll leave Harry's link in the description. But yeah, that was him getting overtaken by me around the outside of our Rouge. And here is the moment where we lose it all. I couldn't believe it. I was going to be in P6 there, P5 after New Zealand Ryan had spun it there, but yeah, couldn't believe it. Harry Ryan carries on, still in P7, chasing down Poms. He gets a bit of oversteer, runs wide, and yeah, completely overcorrected the car and ends up in the barriers. So easy to do, like I said. But we had a virtual safety car. Unfortunately, no full course caution, which is what I'm after at this stage. But we return to green flag running on lap 4. And you can just see on the minimap how much of a margin we've leaked to the leaders. We're almost like half a lap behind. We've lost Chimchara as well. So we're down to 13 runners. And every person that just keeps retiring, like Decided Soggy as well, is just free positions because we're last at this stage. And still, we've lost 5 runners already. And no safety car. I actually can't believe it. 6 laps into this Grand Prix, down to 11 runners. Actually make that 10 now that we've lost Skunk VTEC. Are we ever going to get a safety car at all? Oh, another virtual safety car. You're kidding me. You are actually kidding me. I'm starting to think that this game really hates me. You know, the one race, or the few races this season where we've had lap 1 incidents and been down the order, there's been no safety cars. I think Australia was one of them. We had Bahrain, then Silverstone we got taken out on the first lap, and now here in Spa, we're down the order, and there's absolutely no chance of a safety car. We can't buy a safety car at this point. That's our first corner cut of the race, and it came in a corner that wasn't really a corner. So that was pretty frustrating. We lost KMP4. He retires from the session as well, and I can guarantee you that there's not going to be a safety car for that. So, yeah, what can you do? We just got to continue to march our way forward. We're down to 10 runners. It might just be a survival of the fittest at this stage, but I can't imagine too many more people retiring. We've lost DC Shadows as well as we try and get around AOR Charlie, who's really struggling for traction at this stage. And I just don't want to run side by side with him. We let him run wide through there, take his position, and that's 7th place. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe my luck. At some points during the season, there have been championship rivals who have been taken out themselves or made major mistakes. Desi Amy has a lot of those. And safety cars save them every time. But as soon as anything happens to me, it's like, nah, you're screwed. You gotta work your way back up yourself. So, yeah. I've done league racing for years. Many games. And AOR Split 1, you know, for years on Xbox. And I have never had, like, as bad luck as what I'm having this season in ASR. I am honestly cursed, and I don't know what to do to break this curse at the moment. But lap 15, I was holding out as long as I could on the medium tyres for that safety car, but we got to the point where it was time to switch to the soft compound tyres and then run to the end. I felt like if I stayed out any longer, it probably would have been detrimental to my race, so we're just pitting now to get the most out of the incoming set of soft compound tyres. And I'm still hopeful at some point there's going to be a safety car. But it needs to come soon. Because otherwise we're looking at only a handful of points. And as we cut to lap 19, I think there's absolutely no chance of that. So we just got to get on with it and press our way forward like we've been trying to do at the moment. I think we've done really well to go from 17th, I think it was, to now be chasing down 6th place. And if we can get Declan, well, that's going to be 8 points for the championship, and that's going to be, you know, a lot better than the no points that we were going to have. But yeah, just setting up Declan at the moment. We got much better pace than he does at the moment. He's on old mediums, and we get a much better run through Puon, and we're going to go around the outside, through the middle sector, clean as you like, and that's P6. So that was pretty much the race. Pomps to the win is like 25 seconds up the road, and we were catching him by a second and a half a lap, but the gap was just far too great. Literally everyone in front of me all did the one stops, and that's how the margin became so great. Now, we had decent pace, but couldn't really show it because after lap 1, our race was already over. 6th place, 8 points for the championship. Greek Master gets the win today. Only marginally as well. Only 6/10 back to Oh My God It's Joe after his 3-second corner cutting penalty was taken into consideration. Fitcho home in 3rd. New Zealand Ryan 4th. Pomps to the win 5th. Declano, 7. Harry Ryan, 8th. AOR Charlie in 9th, and I think that was the last person in the race. DC Shadows DNF'd and ended up in 10th place, but I don't think he'll get those points. So, a pretty frustrating race, to be honest. I'm really just frustrated at myself that I allowed that mistake to happen on the first lap. I really just robbed myself of a really good race to have a battle with the likes of Greek Master, Fitcho, New Zealand Ryan, all those guys. Because I think it really would have been a good race. Spa is amazing for racing, and unfortunately we just didn't get that today, so sorry about that. I mean, I was bound to let myself down at some point this season, and now we've done it. So that's this race for today. If it wasn't already beyond doubt, we are out of the running for the championship, but like I said, going to go for as many wins as I can going forward from here, and hey-ho, hopefully our luck changes. Until the next race, the Italian Grand Prix, I'll see you guys next time.